Hey peeps. There we go. I had to flip the camera. Sorry for the bad lighting. I'm stuck back in my bedroom so that way my kinkle swelling goes down. I know y'all needed to know that. But oh hi everyone joining us already. Awesome. In case you don't know, I am Claire Smith. I am My Macy Lee Life. And tonight I want to talk to you all about crafting your why. Oh, I'm already seeing hearts trickling. Thanks. I like to say hi. I like to know where you're from. So feel free. This is interactive, people. Hi, Evelyn. How are you, darling? Feel free to comment. Feel free to ask questions. I never claim to have all the answers, but I will do my best to give you answers from what I can and what I do have and do know. You're from Oregon? Oh my gosh, I love Oregon. It's so pretty up there. Brooks Brothers Coffee is the bomb, by the way. Just got back in Texas from family vacation. Oh yes, Alicia, how was Georgia? Yay! Okay, so I'm going to jump on in. I will try to greet as I go. From Polk City, Florida. Oh, fun. Amazing. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good vacation. Where's Polk City in Florida? Not that lives in Utah. I know you wish you were in Yellowstone, and I would totally join you for a vacation. I've always wanted to go to Yellowstone. It's one of the few places I have not been. Ugh. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, tonight's topic is crafting your why in your business, communicating why you do what you do without losing people. So many times, you are either a personality that 30 minutes from Tampa. Okay, I know where that's at then. Okay. I've been to Florida like 7 or 8 times, but for some reason, I'm always down by Kissimmee. Go figure, theme parks. But I have been through Tampa, so okay. But crafting your why, basically how we communicate to others why we do what we do without getting the weird looks, without getting, oh, well, that could never work for me. Y'all are lucky I've never left Oregon. I have been to 49 states and at least 5 foreign countries. I lost count. I'm sorry. I'd have to write it all out again, but Oregon is beautiful. Oh my goodness. My husband and I talked about living there. It's gorgeous. So I'm jealous of you. But communication in your business is key, and especially when we're trying to communicate and express our why. Why are we in network marketing? Yeah, 49 is a lot. I traveled a lot in college. But why did you start your home business? Why did you think that this was a good fit for you? You're a beach girl? Oh, I wish I could be. I'm such a white girl anymore. No tan. It's so sad. But so crafting your why. Let's jump on in. If you have questions while we go, please feel free to ask. I loved the product. Me too. That's why I jumped in with Macy Lee. But different businesses all have different products, and different people have different reasons. And sometimes it's not the product. Sometimes it's, oh, well, I wanted to make some money, or I want to help out my family, or there are a plethora of different reasons that you could have, even not just one, because I love the product. But yeah, I wanted to help out my family. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But trying to communicate that, especially like if I'm talking to a guy, they don't always connect with that. And we want a why that's going to connect. The variety, new family, yep, those are fabulous whys. All right, so when we are crafting our why, here are some pitfalls that we all seem to fall into. We are either talkers or we're listeners most of the time. Susie always wants soap. But we tend too often to be what I call a word vomiter. We literally just don't stop. And we will sit down and tell someone our entire life story and think, oh, wow, I really made this connection with somebody. But if we're not also listening, then really no connection has been made and you just word vomited all over somebody. On the other hand, some of us don't like to talk. Some of us would much rather listen, let somebody else do all the talking. So we just smile and nod because that's out of our comfort zone. And Again, somebody may think, oh, wow, I really made a connection with that person because they listened to me. But in reality, you haven't really connected because they don't know anything about you. Yes, you've listened to them. Yes, now you may know their life story, but they don't know you. They may now feel like they have a little bit more of a connection, but they don't know you. So we need to meet in the middle. We need to get our butts out of our comfort zone. We need to get in gear, and we need to decide right now, you know what? I am not going to word vomit, but I'm not going to be silent and just smile and nod. I'm not going to be a wallflower. I'm going to be actively communicating my business. And everyone has a reason why they became an entrepreneur. And everyone's reasons are different. Now, I've attended, over 10 webinars, I think, in the last 3 weeks. So I have had so much info crammed in my brain, and I'm trying to communicate that out to you from what I've gleaned from books, from webinars, from scopes, from a few groups I've been in and different things like that, and all this information. So please bear with me if I stumble over my words. I do apologize, and I'm trying very hard to make sure you all understand what I'm trying to say. I get you pay for your Macy addiction. I try to pay for mine too, but I try to use my customers to pay for mine. So one of the phrases that I've been seeing a lot lately that I absolutely love and adore is facts tell, stories sell. So when you are trying to communicate and craft your why, facts are good. Because we all like to talk about the facts of our business. Oh, I make such and such a commission. Oh, I only paid such and such to join. And we like to give our facts. But facts are boring. Let's face it, people. Would you rather me just drone facts and give you just bullet points? Or would you rather me tell stories and make that connection? Facts tell, stories sell. So when crafting our why, we need to think of it, we're telling a story. Yes, facts are involved, but we're telling a story. We're communicating. We're making that connection. Now, long stories for those of us who like to talk, and I am notoriously horrible for blabbing a lot. And so long stories tend to bore or lose the majority of the people we're talking to. If you just keep going on and on, sometimes you can lose people in conversation because they're tuning you out, especially if you're using a lot of facts and different things like that. Now, if you're super engaging and if you're, and you tend to talk a lot and be long-winded, or sometimes you can, most of the time you can keep those people, but just remember, as a rule of thumb, long is not always best. We want to meet in the middle. We don't want to be super long. We don't want to be super short. But we want to get from point A to point Z and hit all the letters in between in a timely manner, because my time is money. I work on Facebook. I sell on Facebook, and I sell face-to-face. My time is literally money. And that's what we need to start thinking of things as. Your time is money. Did you know that? Your time is valuable. We don't like to think about it that way sometimes, but your time is valuable. You are worth something. There is a reason that you're in this business, because you place worth in yourself. So act like it. Time is money, and it's the same thing for somebody else. Money you can give away, you can get back. Time you can give, but you can never get back. So time is actually more valuable than money. So let's make sure when we're crafting our why and using our words that we make it count. So long stories can bore or lose our listeners. Long stories can confuse or cloud your why. I don't know about you, but sometimes, especially periscoping, I'm horrid, or telling a story. I'll start talking, and how many of you have ever started talking and you had a specific story in mind to tell, but then halfway through you realized you're on a totally different story, totally different rabbit trail, and you didn't know how you got there, and now you're trying to figure out how to get your way back? You've gone from A to Z, and you've hit all the numbers in between. So instead of telling a super long story and confusing people instead of telling your old. Well, I use Prego brain is my excuse sometimes, but I know this is something I need to work on. Instead of word vomiting on somebody, I need to make sure I am clear, I am concise, I am professional, I am classy, and I am communicating my business in a way that they can relate to and in a way that inspires them. Because without that inspiration, without that aha moment, we are not truly giving our why, because they just say, oh, that's nice. And that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get the questions. You're not going to get the support. And you're not going to eventually, hopefully, the long-term goal, get that extra teammate. So just some tips. Be concise. Choose your words. When I say craft your why, I chose craft for a reason. I didn't say your why. I didn't say tell your why. I didn't say state your why. I said craft your why. You need to be sitting down. You need to be thinking about, what are your reasons? Why did you start your own business? How can you best communicate that in a way people can understand? And you want it to be relatable to the person that you are trying to go after as a teammate, the person you are trying to win over as a customer. Now, we're not obviously going to win over everyone, and I get that. Selling the Fiber Lash Mascara, I probably won't relate very well to, say, like a 40-year-old man who obviously doesn't wear makeup, who's probably, might be single or whatever else, and he's not going to relate, okay? And you know what? I understand that. I accept that, and I move on. And I try to craft my why to go after the person I'm looking for to be my customer and to be my teammate. So craft your why. Cappuccino soap, yes, he would be a good person to go after for soap, but not mascara. So crafting our why, we have to be thinking of, who do I want to relate to? Who do I want to reach? Who do I want to connect with? So make sure we are choosing our words. We are being concise, and we are choosing our words. Make sure we are being real, because I don't know about you, but if you put on a mask to do your business, eventually your mask is going to crack and it's going to fall off, and people are going to see the real you, and you will lose customers, you will lose teammates. So just decide now, I'm going to be as real and transparent as possible in my business. I'm going to have morals, I'm going to have ethics, I'm going to have integrity, and I'm going to be me. Because your personality is what's going to draw people to you. So you have to be real. You have to be you. So when you're crafting your why, make sure it sounds like you're saying it, and it's not like a computer. You didn't just sit out and type, write out a high school essay that's all fluff, that there's no content, that it's really not you speaking. So make sure that you're being concise, you're being real, you're thinking about who you're wanting to connect with and who you're wanting to reach. And please, please, please don't over embellish. Oh my goodness. I have heard so many whys that it almost gets comical, because they all try to follow the same thing where, life was going great. It was going so good. And then all of a sudden just something went bad, and things were horrible. I lost my job, or I lost my house, or something went wrong. And then I found this direct sales business, and then all of a sudden, or I started my own business, and all of a sudden things were great again. And okay, not everyone has the, life was good, life was bad, started my business, life was good again. We don't have that storyline. Not all of us do. And again, if we're over embellishing, if we're not being real, people are going to start seeing through that. Now, some entrepreneurs have that story. Great. Tell it. Other people, like me, okay, we had moved to Michigan. We were getting back on our feet, and I wanted to stay home with my little boy. I didn't want other people raising him. I wanted to do that. I'm his mom, and I wanted to stay his mom. So I decided to try babysitting in my own home. Yay! But I couldn't find good clients that I could easily trust to allow me to watch their kids. And because babysitting, it's a two-way street. They have to trust you, you have to trust them. And much like small businesses. But and I just happened to be on a buy-sell trade page, saying, hey, I'm available for babysitting, this, that, and the other. And I saw an ad about Macy Lee, and I was like, well, what's this? I really didn't have money to invest. I was trying to save all my money. $14 to join? Well, I got burned by direct sales before. maybe it's not for me. I looked into the company. I fell in love with the products, the mission statement. I mean, female owned. The majority of the products are female made, come from the USA. And so I was sold, man. I jumped in both feet without looking back. I took the money I did have. I paid to join, and I just took off, right? No, not really, actually. I hit a slump. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was so lost, in over my head. But I didn't quit. I worked, and I worked my way up, and I got to be a team leader. It was fabulous. I love what I do, and I get to inspire other women to do the same thing, to be able to stay at home, to make their money, and to have a job that they absolutely love. And I play with my kid and sell mascara online. I mean, seriously. Now that's my why. The way that I craft my why is a story. Now I give you a little bit of the facts, but I'm telling you a story because stories are going to connect you more to me than just facts. So I give you stories. And that's what we need to focus on, peeps. We need to focus on making sure we craft our why to tell our story. To be concise. Notice my story did not go over 5 minutes. In fact, I think it was much shorter. We need to be relatable, be real. We need to choose our words to reach the person that we're wanting to reach. Specifically, I'm wanting to reach that mom who wants to stay home with her kid, or that person who wants to make that extra cash and be able to, have the freedom, the life that they want, and have that extra income coming in. And that's what I mentioned specifically when I'm crafting my why. I wanted to stay home with my kiddo. I didn't want anybody raising him. I said I wanted to stay home with him. And hey, I had extra cash coming in now. I play with my kid and make money. If you notice those points were put in for a reason. It's because I want people to know I'm trying to relate to moms. I'm trying to relate to those who want to be able to work in their free time and make cash in their free time. I'm trying to let them know that I still have freedom with my schedule to do the things I want and make money while I do it. And that's who I'm trying to relate to and draw in with my why. So don't over embellish. I could have given you a sob story. And, oh, it was horrible. We had just moved back to Michigan. We had to live with my parents and blah, blah. And guess what? That's all true. But seriously, sob story, not my style. I don't want you to pity me. I want you to think, that's awesome. Her story sounds like me. That's me. I can do that. And as soon as you can relate, guess what? I have a connection with you now. Relating is a connection, and now I have you paying attention and listening to me and not tuning me out, not being confused, but understanding why I do what I do. Now, extra details, take them or leave them. You want to be concise and you want to get your story across. So your why is unique. No one's why is the same, I promise you. Everyone's why is a little bit different. So don't think that your why has to sound like my why. Don't think that your why has to sound like another industry leader or anybody else's. Your why is yours alone, and that's why it's yours. So take the time to sit down and think, who do you want to reach? Who are you trying to relate to? Who are you trying to speak to? Whose attention are you trying to get? And then craft your why to be concise, show that you're real, make sure that you're relatable, and don't over embellish. There's no reason, to give like this underdog story if you really actually didn't have much of an underdog story. But be real. Lay yourself out there, because honestly, in your business, people are going to respect you more the more that you're transparent, because they're going to know that you have the integrity it takes. And that's what they want to work with. Someone with integrity, someone with morals, someone with ethics that they can trust. So the best way I can tell you to sum all of this information up is when you're crafting your why and you're sitting down and trying to write it out and try to get the words to paper, try to figure all this out, how you're going to say it. Pretend you are on the phone with your best friend. And you're talking with them, and your best friend says, "Hey, heard you started this new business. What's that all about?" oh, by the way, I have to go in 5 minutes. So, but I wanted to hear about it. So you have 5 minutes on the phone with your best friend. How are you going to tell them what your why is? And honestly, I find that's the best way when trying to communicate and trying to relate to people. Tell them, you know what? Don't talk to this person as a stranger. Don't talk to this person as a potential client, a potential customer, a potential teammate. Talk to this person as you would your best friend. Be real, be concerned, be relatable. And crafting your why will come easy if you just act like this person has been your best friend for life. So that's it for tonight. Crafting your why. I could have gone really in depth, but I did just kind of want to skim the surface with this because I don't want to give you a blueprint for this because everyone is unique with their why. I wanted to give you inspiration to go out and to do it. So we're nearing the end. Are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions about crafting your why? Or are you confused about how you would go about crafting your why? Or anything that I could possibly help you with? Any questions at all? I'm seeing hearts, but I'm not seeing a lot of talking. So I just want to make sure that if you have any concern or any questions that you let me know right now. Okay, I see more hearts. Thanks for the hearts, peeps. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, I will let you all go then for tonight. My ankles are almost not looking like kinkles now. Yay! Everyone should know their why. It is a huge deal because seriously, how are you going to respond if somebody says, what'd you direct sales, network marketing? What's that about? Why'd you get into that? Or, oh, that's one of those pyramid scheme things, right? Oh, I heard all those were scams. What are you going to say? I respond with my why. I'm like, no, not exactly. Let me tell you what it's done for me. And I give my why. And so everyone does need to have their why. Everyone needs to have a response ready, a right response. So that way we don't have a wrong reaction because we all get very protective of our businesses. Even if it's just to buy shoes, it's okay. Yes. No, have a right response prepared even, yes, for shoes. Because so many times, our business is like our babies. And so, we become very protective that, that's our thing. And we work so hard on that. And so how dare you attack my business or how dare you question me? And so we react and we lash out and sometimes in anger. And we lose that person we possibly could have had a connection with. So a right response is always better than a wrong reaction. And with that, thank you. Thank you for the lovely hearts. I do appreciate it. Is there any other questions? Anybody else? We're good? Peace out tonight. I'm going to go get my water. Sounds good. All right. I will talk with y'all later. Have a fabulous evening. And I will see you probably tomorrow night.